Hello, welcome to Happy Hippie Intuitive. My name is Nina and I'm here to do a pick-a-card reading for you guys today. And today I felt a strong need for doing a pure intuitive reading where I connect really deep with the spiritual realm. So today is going to be a little bit different reading from what you normally see from me, so I hope you appreciate that. But before we get into the reading itself, I would like to remind you that these readings are general, so you have to take what resonates with you and leave the rest. So the cards I use and of course the crystals, I will link them in the description box below. And if you're interested in channeled work, I do channeling on another channel called Pure Light Awakening, which is linked below, where I communicate with angels, source energy, star beings and such. So if that's something that interests you, then you can hop on over there and have a look. But without further ado, let's get into the reading for today. Now, you have 3 cards to choose from, number 1, number 2, and number 3. There is a word on each card as well, but I have, of course, concealed that with the crystal. So that I want you to kind of choose based on the image, okay? What are you drawn to? And of course, what crystal are you drawn to? So here we have an amethyst on number 1. Number 2, we have a smoky quartz. And on number 3, we have a clear quartz. So what I'm going to do today is actually only use this one card, and I'm going to read into the crystal itself, okay? So very different. I had a reading, I believe it was last week, where I did more or less the same, where I kind of was guided to look into this crystal right here. And so that was part of a reading that I did last week. So I thought that was so fun that I wanted to try and do this as a pick-a-card reading for you guys as well. So let's get into it. Pause the video if you need more time to sink into what of these energies you feel drawn to, and ask your angels and guides to guide you today, because I feel like that's very important. Feel into your gut today. Which one of these is where you feel at home, kind of, okay? But without further ado, pause the video if you need more time. I'll be back in a moment, and I'll start with number 1. Removing number 3 and number 2. Okay, number 1. So this is your reading. You have chosen this card and you have chosen the amethyst. So I'm just going to try and conceal that card over here a little bit, or at least the word, and we're going to look at the image, okay? So the image here. So what I need to do now is I just need to sink into the energies of this card. So of course I see a butterfly here, and that is transformation for me. It is also about spring, and it's about daring to stand in your power. It's about emerging into something new, leaving something old behind, leaving behind an old life that no longer serves you. You see that there's kind of a darkness here and there's a light on this side. So I do feel like there's a shift happening. The butterfly is also staring into the darkness a little bit here. So there might, for some of you, be something in your past that's kind of holding you back, or something in your past that it's difficult for you to let go of. Either it be something emotional, or a person, or a situation, you know, that's going to need some more healing. What else? I do see the number 8 here. And that for me is eternity, but it's also about abundance, okay? For me, the number 8 is very much connected with abundance. And of course, the eternity sign can mean a relationship that is for keeps. But you see that the butterfly is looking that way, though. It's not seeing that yet. So there might be something that you haven't seen yet that's coming towards you, okay? So let's look at the word now. Intuition. Okay, so this is an invitation for you to follow your own intuition, most definitely. I also kind of see a heart here, a heart shaped here, but it's almost like it's drowning a little bit. Can you see that? So it might be emerging, and not necessarily drowning, but it might be emerging. So there might be some sort of new love or new loving connections coming towards you, is what I feel with that number 1. Now, let us go to the crystal. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold this and I'm going to look inside the crystal and let myself be guided by spirit. And they will kind of show me images in the crystal that I will share with you, okay? Okay, Spirit, what is it that you want number one to know? I'm seeing an ocean here. And there's something about the color blue, a very deep blue, almost indigo. Might have something to do with the third eye or third eye awakening. I'm hearing waves. And it's a storm also. I feel like, yeah, and that's also kind of what I see with the darkness in this card, that there's been a storm for you guys. It's like, for some of you though, I hear storm in a water glass. But I do feel like for most of you that you have gone through something pretty dark and pretty heavy, I would say. Dark night of the soul maybe, or an incident that happened either recently or, of course, in your childhood, might even be that. Maybe the loss of someone, maybe there's grief, maybe there's bullying, maybe there's anxiety. So there's some sort of darkness and kind of a stormy situation that I feel has colored your life very much, that I feel like has been kind of a severe experience. It's been following you kind of through life is what I feel with it, okay? What else is there you want me to see here? Okay, I'm seeing ice. Okay, so I hear several things. I hear left out in the cold. I also feel like the ice, you know, sometimes if you touch ice, it can be very sharp. So it's almost like you cut yourself or you hurt yourself. Or when you touch something, yeah, you get hurt. So it's kind of a feeling where, you know, where children are told don't touch the stove because you can burn yourself. That's kind of the feeling I get with it. And there's something also, this, I don't know if you know the sound of ice when it's freezing, or of water when it's freezing, when it's becoming ice. It makes this very distinctive sound, and I hear that as well. Yeah. Yeah, and for some of you, I hear that this kind of icy situation kind of happened with your heart a little bit. For some of you, I feel like the thing that hurt you, it made your heart kind of harden or turn into ice a little bit, or you became cold or gave someone a cold shoulder, because it feels like something froze, okay? So it's kind of a need of sun which means the light, to kind of melt. So let's see what else I see here. I see a star as well, and that's of course a very lucky symbol. It's also about your angels and spirits saying, we have heard your prayers, and your prayers are being answered in due time. It's kind of wishing upon a star kind of feeling. So they're saying kind of, we're working on it. We're working on it. And if if the miracle hasn't showed up in your life yet, then it will. But it will show up when it's meant to. So it's kind of in due time, though. Okay, what else is there that you need me to see here, Spirit, for number one? I'm hearing the word glass as well. Glass house. Okay, so okay, there's an expression of don't throw stones in a glass house. I don't know if you know that expression, but it's like, yeah, don't, yeah. It's about recognizing something in another person, also in yourself. It's kind of a mirroring thing in the glass. So of course recognize that the other person is you, since we are all one, right? But there's something about don't judge, don't go into the energy of judging is what I feel with that. It's very easy for the human mind to judge. We are kind of constructed that way. But they're asking you to step back and kind of have another perspective on it, and don't be the one who's judging. Okay, they might be judging you, but then that's on them. That's their energy, but you don't have to be in that energy. Okay, so there was something about that. Okay, let's see. What else is there here? Okay, for some reason I'm seeing, this is very strange. I'm seeing a dog sled. Plenty of dogs in front, and then a sleigh, kind of like they do in the Iditarod race, And for me, that is about two things I feel. One is you're racing through life, you're trying to reach the end goal instead of kind of enjoying the journey, is what I feel for some of you. For others of you, I actually feel that there's a connection with either Alaska, or there's a connection with polar dogs, or there's a connection with dogs, or something in that in that as well, or an interest in that. And I also see for some of you that you are what you would call you're in the closet when it comes to being someone who actually appreciates moving your physical form and being out in nature. For some of us, we feel like, we've been living in the town for so many years and we like it here. And no, I'm not really that kind of nature person. But you would be surprised, is what I feel that they're trying to say here, if you try it. If you take that first step and you try it, if you get invited to some sort of outing or hike or something like that, then try it, because you will be surprised as to what that will give you, is what I feel. I feel that there's somebody out there who's kind of like, no, but I like my lattes and I like to, hang around town and my friends and go out and do that kind of thing. But you will be surprised as to what nature can do for you. So to give it a chance is what they're saying. So that was a message for somebody out there. Okay, so let's see what else here, Spirit. What else can you show me? What's that? Okay. I'm seeing something here and I'm trying to connect with what it is. It's like a lump of silver. So for some of you, it's about jewelry, and it might be about a piece of jewelry that has been handed down in generations. Then if that's you, then there's a message from that person that owned that piece of jewelry, which I feel is someone who is in heaven or is on the other side, saying hello and giving their love to you. So that was a message for somebody. In another sense, the lump I feel can be a kind of lump of silver within you, within your physical form. Not that you have a lump of silver in your physical form, but it's a metaphorical kind of symbol that there's kind of a lump or an energy within your, I feel, the stomach area, which is in need of loving care, which is in need of looking into, which is in need of a love to be able to open up and to maybe be released if it's ready to. There is something about holding on to something, it's kind of like a really hard lump, and it has been there for so long, I feel, and it's really in need of a light, high frequent light to feel secure enough to open up. And once it opens up, you have to just feel that through whatever it is. It can be memory, it can be anxiety, it can be trauma, it can be sorrow, it can be just sadness, it can be frustration, it can be anger, it can be many things, but just allow that energy to flow through your physical form so that you can release it. And that might take more than one time, but I feel like that's something that's actually quite important to do. And the severity of it can, of course, vary, all depending on where you are. For some people, it can be just enough to do it one time. Maybe there was just some frustration regarding a job or something. But for others, there might be kind of a very hard knot, and it takes many times because it's trauma or because it's something that's kind of heavy, okay? And so I would also encourage you to if that's you, to contact someone that can help you also with that, with feeling it through. Maybe a hand to hold. It can be a psychologist. It can be a trauma specialist. It can be a spiritual teacher, you know, feel into, or a healer, you know, feel into what that is for you. Nature is, of course, a beautiful healer, and also animals, just to have that said. Okay. Okay, one last turn around here to see if there's something. Okay, I'm seeing branches. I'm seeing kind of leaves standing up from the ground. So that's, of course, invitation for nature, yes. But I also see someone lying in a meadow with their head kind of on the ground, totally kind of letting go, looking up at the sky, feeling totally freedom. And that's kind of an invitation I feel for them. That's kind of where you want to go, though. You want to reach that part of you that is so free that you can just lie on the ground, look up and say, oh, I love my life. You know, I love being here. I love being on this planet. I love the nature. I love the people. I feel the love in everything that is connected, meaning God is in everything, or the source, or, you know, whatever you call the light, or whatever you want to call what you believe in, is existing in everything. And so we feel that love, and we feel that connection with everything, you know, when we are in that kind of mentality, or that kind of energy. So that's kind of what they're inviting you to do, to kind of get there where you really appreciate just being here. And that feeling of freedom is very beautiful. I see that. So, yeah. So that's an invitation. What else? Okay, I'm hearing parachute. Why? I don't know if it's a parachute regarding money at work, or a parachute as in you have parachuted, or you know somebody who's parachuted, or for some of you it feels like you jumped out of an airplane without a parachute, that you took a leap of faith, or being afraid to take a step because you're afraid that the parachute won't open. But what they're saying with this is that the parachute will open, and that it is, it's kind of saying that you're safe here. Okay. What else? Is there something else you want to say about that, Spirit? No. Okay, that was it. So is there anything else at the end here before we close off this reading for number one? Yeah. Ha, I'm seeing a cobra snake. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, okay, now I get it. Thank you. So what they're saying is that, you know, when we have been hurt in life, we sometimes act like a cobra snake. You know, whenever somebody's, you know, tramping into our area, we go, oh, who are you? What do you want? Do I have to bite here? Am I going to bite you? Are you someone that's going to hurt me? It's almost like you're on the alert all the time. You're kind of watching out for the worst all the time. So they're kind of saying you don't have to bite everybody first. You know, give them a chance. Don't always go into that mode where, who are you? What do you want? It's difficult to trust again once you've been hurt. I get that. But they're trying to invite you to, of course, feel that through if you need to. If you have that response where you're always on alert, where you're always kind of doubting if anybody has the right intentions, feel that through. So that's kind of maybe what that knot was that needs some releasing, the trust that you have trouble trusting people because you've been hurt so much before. But they're kind of asking you to work through that so you can let that go now, because when you get into the energy of trust, when you get into the energy of everything is okay, then that's kind of what you draw towards you. So there's a message in that, okay? Yeah, I feel like that's all I had time for today. Number one, I could continue doing this, you know, forever, but I think it's really fun, and it's a totally different new way of doing a reading. So I hope you appreciated that. I hope you liked it. Feel free to comment in the comments section. And I wish you the very best with whatever it is that you are doing, and I hope this helped on your way. And until the next time I see you, number one, bye for now. Okay, number two. So if you pick this card and this crystal, then this is the reading for you. So we are going to look at the card first, but without revealing what the word is. So we're just going to intuit this card here. I'm actually seeing an angel wing here, but it also looks like a leaf. So I don't know if you're in contact with kind of nature spirits, if that's something that you're interested in. That might be a question for some of you, but I feel a lot of nature with you, most definitely. The need for being out in nature. And of course I see sunlight, a lot of yellow color. Yellow is of course our solar plexus chakra, and it's also your own power. So I do feel like there's a somewhat not as bright color here. So maybe there's something in your solar plexus that is in need of some healing. Or just in general that you keep the balance of energy of, the ebb and flow of the energy, so that you make sure you fill in with enough energy so you don't get depleted. Okay, so I feel like that's something for some of you. I'm also seeing, even though these are just kind of green dots, I'm kind of seeing a flock of birds. And of course, birds for me is it's a sign of spring when the birds come back, because I live in the northern hemisphere, and in the winter time we have some birds that are here the entire winter, of course, but many of them go south for the winter and they come back now for spring. So it's a sign of spring for me. I live in Norway, for those of you who didn't know. So no, so that's one sign. Another sign with birds is that they're actually messengers from spirit. So I don't know if you see birds, or if there's a bird kind of sitting in your window or looking at you, or birds kind of acting outside of the norm, then I would say that that's a message from spirit to you, okay? And I feel like the angels are very much present in your life. And there's something about connecting with the nature spirit here. You might also be interested in shamanic ways, Native Americans, or those kind of teachings that has to do with the original people of the planet, if you will. Okay, so I kind of feel a connection there too. Let's look at the word, the sun. Okay, so the sun, of course, being in the tarot deck, it's the most positive card you can get. But the sun also being the source of our energy, the source of all creations actually on this planet. So I feel like there's very much about energy in this reading. It's about finding balance and accepting energy in, being in nature, getting sun on your face. Make sure that you fill up with that vitamin D, And I feel a very strong connection with angels and also with nature spirits, I have to say. But let us do the reading with the crystal. I'm just going to have a sip of water, and then we're going to look deep into this crystal, and we're going to see what spirit wants me to see in the crystal. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm actually seeing a peace pipe, like they have in the Native American way, where they smoke the peace pipe. I'm seeing that in here. So I don't know if there's someone that you have bumped up against recently, where you kind of need to sit down and have a talk and actually smoke that peace pipe, kind of, where you kind of have to let go of that, let go of your guard, or let down your guard, or let down your put down your weapons, kind of, and because very often when we sit down and we actually are open to listen to the other person, we figure out that, they are struggling just as much as we are. And they also have their view and their take on things that's just as valuable. But when we are in that, struggle, or in that lack of communication, then we can't see, we're not open enough to see the other person's point of view. And so we never get out of it, kind of. So they're inviting you to kind of sit down and smoke that peace pipe, okay? Not smoke as in smoke. I'm not saying you should smoke. It's just, a way of saying, sit down and have a conversation, okay? Okay. Now I see a loss here of a person. Somebody is missing a person in spirit very, very much. So of course that might not, resonate with all of you. You have to take what resonates. But for some of you, I feel like there is grief, and there is a missing of a person in spirit very, very much. Okay, so what they're saying is that, okay, when we are in, especially in the first months of grief, we have trouble believing, we have trouble accepting, we have trouble seeing that the person is alive and well on the other side, because we're missing them so much. We're missing the physical part of them so much. So if you are in the first couple of months after losing someone, you just have to kind of be in the grief period and allow your physical form to go through that grief. But after 3 to 6 months normally, that's when the physical kind of have gone through the worst part of it, and then we can open up, and then we can start looking into, okay, can I feel their presence still? Can I, or maybe visit a medium, or, go to a course in spirituality, or for meditation or something like that, where you start connecting and start understanding that they never left. And that was kind of the message here, that they never left. They're still here. And they're still with you, and they love you dearly, and they will never leave you. Okay. So, and you will meet them again. So it's, where you actually see them. So, but for now you can feel them, and you can also ask them to give you signs. You can ask, can you please show me that you are here, or can you send me something that will make this situation better? Talk to them. Okay, acknowledge that they're here. Okay. Yeah, I see an angel in here too. You are really being watched over by angels, I have to say, number two. A big message in that. So connect with that as well. Okay, what else do we have here? Yeah, I see there's kind of a mist in your life. So it's almost like I can't see. Just a moment. I can't see the forest for all the trees. It's like you're fogged in. There's something that's not clear for you. And that's okay. They're saying accept where you are right now. Don't work so hard on seeing things clearly right now. If you feel like things are fogged right now, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Your clarity will come when it comes, when you are ready to see it. Okay. So that was a message for somebody. I see a lot of flowers in here as well. Something is blooming here. I get this spring and happy and joyful feeling, being out in the meadow, being with the flowers, being out in nature. There's lots of, and the symbol of the flower is, of course, emergence. Things are blooming, things are blossoming, things are moving forward, even though you don't feel it yourself. I also see several hearts here, and I do feel like there is a big heart from heaven for you here as well. And I also see some orangey red spots over here and there in there, and it's almost like blood, but don't take that, don't take that as a negative thing here. Blood, for some of you, I'm hearing something about bloodline. Okay. It might be ancestors trying to reach you. There's something about a bloodline here. Yeah. And somebody also got hurt, as in bleeding physically. But I don't feel like it's severe, though. It's a... yeah, I don't understand how to read this, really. It's something happening with blood, but yeah. But it's I don't be scared of it, okay? Don't take that as a very negative thing. But there's something about a bloodline, and there's something about cutting. Somebody cut themselves. Maybe you were you whittling or something, and you cut yourself. Yeah, because it's not a big cut, but it's bleeding a lot. So I don't know if somebody out there was whittling or doing something with a knife or making food, and they cut themselves recently. Just, I'm just seeing something here, so I just have to say what I see, okay? Okay, what else do you want me to know, Spirit? What else is there? I see a high-heeled shoe. And that for me is very much about put on the nice stuff. It's about don't be afraid to shine. Even though you're going to this party and you feel like, no, but I don't want to I don't want to be too good looking or too fancy or too, high heels or whatever. If everybody else is coming in jeans and everything, don't be afraid of that. If you feel like wearing that beautiful dress and those high heels, then you do that, no matter what everybody else is wearing. So it's a message of don't be afraid to shine, okay? And you see this also has been chipped. I don't know if you can see that. It's there. It's there's a chip, or there's almost a piece that's ready to fall off. So there's something that has been, yeah, like you've been hurt and there's a scar. You've been scarred, kind of. I feel like there's a permanent kind of scar here. And that might not resonate for everybody, but for somebody out there, you kind of been permanently scarred, either physically or in your emotional. And remember that nothing is permanent, though. The light energy and the healing, can work miracles here. So don't look upon this as a scar that's going to stay here forever, okay? But I do see that you've been scarred. And yeah. What did you want to say about that, Spirit? Oh, let's see. There was something in the energy of that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I get it. It's also about the scars that we wear. Yeah, okay. So when you get scarred, if it's emotional, or if it's, let's take the physical, because that's easier to understand. All the scars I have on my physical form, they are remembrance of something that happened. Not all of them good, but there's still remembrance of experiences that I've had. So it's kind of a map of my life, if you will. Okay, so like I have a scar on my chin because I had a sliding accident when I was 7 years old, and I had to sew some stitches on underneath my chin. And also I have a scar on my foot from a very fun party that I was at once with a swing and it fell down and I got a cut in my foot and I had to sew, or all of these kind of scars, the remembrance of things that have happened to me. Okay, the stretch marks on my belly is the remembrance of the 2 children that I've given birth to, and so it's like, and that's the same with the scars on the soul, though, or on your emotional part. It's experiences that you've had in this lifetime, and it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. Is the kind of the point I'm getting to. It's just kind of your story. It's your journey. It's what has happened to you in this life. But that doesn't define you. It doesn't tell you who you are. It's just a scar. It's just a mark of what you have experienced, what you have gone through. And if it's something that is severe, if it was something that was really heavy, then remember that you're a survivor. You survived it. You went through it. You have come through it on the other side. Okay? And if it's still something that really hurts, then you continue to feel it through. Then you continue to get help. You continue to get healing. And one day you will look upon that scar and say, okay, that happened to me. That was just one part of many other that was part of this life. So that was kind of a message for somebody out there, I feel. Okay, is there something else in the end here? Okay. I'm seeing sun behind the clouds, and I'm hearing sun behind the clouds, and I get back to the sun here again. So if somebody was feeling, clouded, or feeling like things have been heavy lately, they are saying that there is sun behind the clouds, so just hang in there. Things will get better. They are here. You're very much protected by the angels. They are inviting you out and connecting maybe with nature spirits. And And yeah, I have a very positive feeling about this reading, especially about this card. So I feel like definitely Sun Behind the Clouds is a very good message to end this reading today, number 2. Okay. So that was it. Hope you appreciated it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. So good luck with whatever it is that you're going through, number 2. And until the next time I see you. Bye. Okay, number 3, so if you picked this card and this crystal, then this is the reading for you. We're going to look at the card first without revealing what the word is, and we're going to look at the crystal afterwards. So I'm just going to use one card and one crystal today. Now this is a turtle I can see, and turtle is of course about slow and steady wins the race, one step at a time kind of emotion. But turtles are also living most of their times near or in the ocean. So, and oceans for me is emotions. So there might be something that you want to dive into, some emotions that needing some love and care from you as a higher self, and you need to kind of just feel that through. I do also feel some happy feelings about this card. I'm seeing also the purple, and that for me is also connection with spirit. So, and I do have a good feeling about this card, even though there might be something that you need to feel through that might feel heavy for you. I still have a good feeling about this. Okay. What else? What else? Is there something else I see here? No, I think we look at the word now. Wonder. Yeah. So wonder for me is kind of that curious state of mind in life where we are just open to explore, really, the wonders of the universe, kind of open to explore, open up to see and to feel and to just be, and to allow things to just unfold the way it unfolds. So I felt like that was a big message. I'm going to have a sip of water and then we're going to look into the crystal. Okay, let's see. I will let myself be guided by spirit. I see a butterfly. That's the first thing I see here. And butterflies is, of course, spring. It's about emergence, about that joyful feeling about spring where everything blooms, where all the beautiful colors come out. So it's about the joy energy, if you will. But of course, the butterfly is also about transformation. So invitation to leave the old behind now. Maybe once and for all, maybe say, you know what, I'm done. I'm also seeing a dragonfly here. And for me, that's also a very lucky symbol, very spiritual, very connected. So it's about seeing the wonders of nature, seeing the wonders of the animals, seeing the wonders of magic, because magic is all around you. I'm also seeing a fish with these, long, thin fins that you can almost see through. Beautiful, beautiful fish. So I feel very calm, swimming in the water, just looking, just experiencing, just being in the flow, kind of allowing yourself to go into that flow is what I feel here. Yeah, I'm also seeing spikes and ice. So and I'm feeling, that underneath my feet. So it's like ow, 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 ow. Walking on ice is not a good feeling. So there might have been something where you feel like you were walking on needles around somebody, where you felt like you had to change your way of being, or be careful about what you said, to not say the wrong things, or that kind of feeling where you weren't allowed to be that beautiful light that you are. Okay. I'm also seeing I think it's a flying goose or geese, like, they fly in a V formation. And the leader kind of, the other ones just kind of follow in their path because the winds go in that, they are kind of plowing the way through, and the other ones are kind of surfing on that wave, if you will, in the wind. And they take turns in going into the lead so that the lead bird doesn't get too tired. So it's about that V formation. Getting all your ducks in a row is also an expression. But I do feel like there's a need for someone to change up who is in charge or who is kind of doing the work. if you know what I mean. So you don't get drained from being the lead bird all the time, being the one that's kind of in charge of everything or doing everything or pushing things forward all the time. So I feel like there's a need for that balance in that, so that you get your time to kind of relax when you need to. Okay. I'm also hearing stork, so for some of you that bird might actually be a stork, kind of as in there's a baby coming. And that could be, of course, your baby, your sister, brother's baby, your friend's baby, if you are a grandmother, then your children's baby, or your sister's children's baby, you know, but a baby kind of coming into your life. So that was a message for someone out there. What else do I see here? Let's see. Another butterfly. So there's a huge transformation happening for you, number 3, I must say. I feel that there's something, it's emerging into something very joyful. Okay. What else? I see money. Oh, okay. So somebody out there might have been worried about money, and it's not I see kind of a dollar bill, but it's not a big one. It's a small dollar bill. So, but for me, it's a kind of a message saying there will be more money coming in. There will be maybe something, because it's coming also with wings on it. So for me, that's kind of coming out of the blue, you know, it's a surprise. But it's not like, for me, it doesn't look like there's a big win. Of course, it can be, but for me, it looks more like it's a little bit more than you expected, but not like a huge chunk. But there will be something coming towards you that you didn't expect. That's kind of that little extra. Okay, that's what I feel here. So that's good news. Okay, what else can I see in here? Yeah. That's Norwegian. I'm Norwegian, you know, in case you didn't know. Okay, let's see what else I see here without getting entangled in the camera. I see a slope. I'm hearing slippery slope. Okay. So for some of you, there's something that's a slippery slope, and I of course cannot say that what that exactly is for you. You have to take that as it resonates. But for some of you, I see someone who's trying to get up, and there's like, they're just not getting there. They're trying and they're trying and they're trying. It could be with a relationship. It could be with the work. It could be with recognition for what you're doing. It could be getting acceptance, or getting your parents to listen to you, or, you know, something like that, where you're just trying and trying and trying, but you keep on sliding down. There's just no getting you can't get up, kind of. And the feeling I get with that is, the message I get with that is, stop trying. Okay, stop trying, because this situation, it has to be resolved in a different way. Okay, you pushing, you trying and trying and trying is not going to help. Let it go and let God, is what I hear. Okay, or universe, or whatever it is that you believe in, because in this situation you won't win. Okay, so there's a message in that. Yeah, it's been a struggle, and it doesn't deserve your energy, kind of. Okay, don't use up your energy on that, because they're not going to understand it. And so let it go. It will be resolved in a different way. Okay, and trust that it will. So that was that. Let us see what else. Okay, I'm hearing airplane, kind of seeing air. So there might be travel for you coming soon, or there might be a connection of some sort to airplanes, either if you travel a lot, or if you work within air industry or military industry, or there's something about an airplane here. Or maybe you're waiting for somebody to visit you that's coming with an airplane. But I get a good feeling about it. Okay, that's what I wanted to say. I'm getting a happy feeling about it. So it's not like something that I'm dreading, but it's something that I'm looking forward to. Okay. Is there anything else here you want me to see, Spirit? Kind of trying to figure out if there's some last messages here that they want us to see. Okay, something about a mirror, and I see a mirror and I see the rainbow. And I actually see a television for some reason. I don't know, for some of you, I don't know why. I have a feeling that some of you have been trying to do something on television or maybe YouTube or something like that. And it's like they're saying that there's an opportunity coming to you. And it's a rainbow with it, so it's a good opportunity. Okay? And there's something about a mirror as well. Looking in the mirror. Making sure... I'm also hearing dress up and show up. So I don't know if that's connected to that, but you know, take that as it resonates. But I'm seeing someone standing in front of a mirror, kind of getting ready for something, an interview or something like that. Okay, so take that as it resonates. Okay, what else, Spirit? Is there anything else that you can show me here? Okay, what's that? Okay, interesting. I'm seeing art. So I don't know if some of you are kind of creative or you like to paint or like to make art or make stuff with your fingers or something. There's something about coloring, and I also see flowers with that. So I don't know if you're painting flowers or if you're working with flowers or if you're sewing something with flower patterns on it or knitting flowers. I don't know. There's something about that connection. And I also see leaves here. So I feel the need for being creative. I feel the need for colors and for flowers. Okay, so take that as it resonates with you, number 3. I feel like that was it, so we don't go overboard on time here. This was a very different kind of reading. I just felt like doing it. I did a reading the other week where I was invited by Spirit to read this little crystal, and so I did in a reading, and I felt like it was so much fun that I just wanted to do it again, but on a bigger scale. So that's kind of why I did this reading today for you guys. Okay, so I hope you appreciated it. If you would like to describe what you are experiencing with this reading, then feel free to share in the comment section and give it a thumbs up if you thought that this was a good reading. And if you want more readings like this, that would be appreciated if you could comment on that. So with that being said, thank you so much for being with me today, number 3. I wish you the very best with whatever it is that you are going into. And until the next time, I see you. Bye.